Hello and welcome to the fourth masterclass. Today we're going to be looking at content creation, and it's going to be content creation predominantly for Instagram, though you can use it across your other social platforms. When we look at doing captions, there's something that you can turn into a blog, or if you write a blog, you can then change that back into a post. With the content that we post, and depending on our audience and our feed, you might find that either a static post, carousels, or reels will perform better with your audience. Depending what performs better, you can then use the same piece of content across all three different types of content. You can use the same theme of the content. So what I recommend doing when we first start to look at creating content for our audience, we've looked at who our audience is in the niching down masterclass, or finding your niche. So that's important. We've gone through what is something that they're struggling with. We've gone through what their desired outcome is. We've had a look at what your offer is, which bridges the gap between where they are and where they want to be. And then we've also explored a little bit about limiting beliefs. So things that your clients or your ideal clients might be telling themselves as to why they're currently stuck in this situation and why they won't move forward to their desired outcome. And this is where we can use our content and the types of things that we post to create that fire underneath their current situation to motivate them to change, to motivate them to want to transform into this, new version of themselves in this new desired outcome. So when creating content, I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so I'm just on Instagram here. When creating content, the first thing that I like to do is write down one, how many times I'm going to be posting per week. So committing to myself the amount of times, or the minimum amount of times I'll be posting. I like to put out a post a day. So for me, that's seven pieces of content that I need to be putting out there. With those seven things, they're not all going to be content that necessarily is informative or educational. I'm going to be using quote posts and motivational posts because they are both shareable. What that means is if I post a quote and it resonates with my niche, they may share it to their story. If they share it to their story, their audience then gets to see my post. If they resonate with it, they may click on that post and come over and follow me. So I recommend when you're looking at your content strategy or content plan, if your main purpose at the moment is to grow your audience, I recommend doing activities like this that is putting content out there that is shareable. The next thing that I'm going to look at, so we've spoken about the three different types of posts, whether or not they work for your audience. So to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is show you how you can work out what works best with your audience. So if I'll use my page for an example here. This is something that you can do as well. So when you log into Instagram on your computer, what happens is you can hover over your posts or hover over your grid, and you can see how many likes and how many comments you've gotten on your posts. So when you do this, you can kind of scatter through. Ignore this one because this one's been boosted a couple of times, so it's quite higher than my other posts. These ones haven't though. So my static posts are getting, so this one's got 12, whereas I posted 2 reels yesterday as well. This one has 68 and this one has 81. So I can already start to see that my reels are getting more views than my static posts. So this is a static post, we're at 32. This is a reel, it's at 32, interesting. Static post 27, reel 35, carousel. This one's a bit different because I shared it across another platform as well. Reel 31, reel 26, ignore that one. Reel 169. So you can start to see, once you start to go through your feed, what's hitting and landing best with your audience and what isn't. So once you've decided, and if you don't know this, like if you haven't tried doing carousel posts, static posts and reels, you can start initially by doing all three. You can do a mixture of different things. the time of day that you post your content will also affect the amount of people that see it and engage with it. So if you go into your insights, you can't do it on your computer, but if you go into your insights on your phone, you can have a look to see when most of your audience is active. So I recommend you do that posting at that time. For me, my audience is most active at 10 p.m. at night, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know if that's because I've got an audience as well that is overseas, and it's also their morning time, like in the States and things like that. Okay, so different types of posts, checking those out, checking what's working best at the moment for your audience. If it's not, keeping that in mind when we're doing our plan moving forward, and doing a mixture of all three until we can start to find what's engaging most with our audience. The other thing that I'll point out, so it's also time of day, but it's also day of the week. So I find people engage with my content most on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I try to limit the amount that I'm posting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday mornings tend to work out okay for me, but I think it's because it's still Sunday in the States. But then like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really low engagement. And then I won't post again until like a Friday afternoon at 5. So for my content strategy, it would almost be best for me to not post as much through the week and then post, 2 posts a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, especially if I'm looking at selling products and services and not just boosting my engagement and my followers. Okay, so if I'm going to look at doing some quote posts, so I've done some reels here and they've got a quote post over the top of them. What I've done to do this is I have a bunch of pages that have quote posts that resonate with my audience. And what I do is what I've just shown you then, but I actually do it on their pages to see what's trending most with their audience. So street writings is one that I use quite often. They've got 112,000 followers. So you want to have someone who's got a large number of followers and a high amount of engagement so that you can do this and it actually works. If we hover over, we can see we've got 1,400, 37, 16, 42. So we can start to have a look just quickly. So this shouldn't take very long until we can find, this one's got 7,000. So this one's winning out at the moment. You can just scroll a little bit down. This one also has got 5,000, so you could use that too. But these ones that have got lower engagement, you kind of wouldn't want to use those with your audience necessarily. So here's 8,000. So let's say we use this one. Sometimes we are so desperate to be understood that we forget to be understanding. That would resonate with my audience. So I can use that quote and I can, either I can screenshot this and I can post it to my page and just say that it's a repost from Street Writings. 2, I can put that caption over the top of a reel. I can take that caption and I can put it onto a new template in Canva. So I can create my own quote templates in Canva and I can post that. Or you could post it to your story. And I think the biggest thing to do once you've posted a quote, which is either inspirational, motivational, whatever, you add a call to action. So we want your audience to know that if they want to affirm this, or if they believe this to be true, or if this resonates them, we want them to double tap. I do a lot of posts about a certain vibe or a certain energy that you might be feeling. And so one of the things that I like to do is say, drop one of the star emojis in the comments if this is your vibe, or if you can feel this vibe coming, or something like that, because I'm trying to show them the transformation. I want them to start to feel the energy of the transformation and build that belief in themselves that they can do it. That if I can do it, they can do it. You might, if you haven't introduced yourself to your audience in a little while, you might do things like share parts of your origin story. It's important that your audience gets to know you as part of your brand, as part of your business. When you share parts of yourself, they might see something in that story that they resonate with. And if they resonate with you, they start to connect with you, and they're more likely to engage in your content or your services and products in the future. It doesn't have to be a long part of your story, but it needs to have depth to it. The more depth that you can create, the more connection you can create. And this is that, like, where I think Brene Brown, she does a lot with being vulnerable and stepping into your vulnerability and sharing your story as part of that, right? When we can share parts of ourselves and who we are and the struggles that we've gone through, when we can talk about a current situation, and this is especially significant to those of you who are your niche, which I think most of you are. Most people become coaches or create programs and do mentoring because they've experienced a transformation. They've gone from a current situation to a desired situation, and then they want to go and take people through that same transformation. When we can talk from a place of vulnerability and expose ourselves a little, I suppose, and say, hey, this is where I was. This, I can understand, like, your struggle with this and this and this, and then the limiting beliefs that are coming up around this and this. And they can kind of see that and be like, wow, that is exactly where I'm at. When you can talk about where you currently are and how you were, not necessarily how, but what you did to get there, and that you can show them how, it starts to create this connection, this belief that if you can do it, I can do it too. It's kind of like the Me Too movement, I suppose. If you can do it, I can do it. And it's you leading the path for the people behind you that are going to come on that same journey that you've been on. I love going off on tangents and then forgetting where I'm up to. Okay, so quotes, motivational posts, things like that. Origin story, your story, who you are, what you went through. With my page, I had this one. So this is a reel, and this is a little bit about me and why I got on to doing what I'm doing. And so I tried this with a reel, and then I also did it again with just a picture, this picture here. So I got 63 likes on that one. What did I get on this? 65. That's interesting. This one I didn't pin to the top of my grid. And this is exactly copy paste, same caption. So don't think that you need to come up with a new caption every single time, because not everyone's going to see it. Not everyone's going to read it. So if I put up that reel, people might have just watched the reel but actually read the story. Whereas when I put up this picture, they might then go, oh, hey, there's her story. Everyone's stories also, like, they're not always linear. Sometimes they include more parts of the journey. You might do a 4-part series. You might do this as part 1. And the idea with this is that you would do some sort of hook in the beginning. The other thing that I want to talk about, so I spoke about this in the content creation masterclass I'll see if I can find it here in Canva. I had, I think it was 12 hooks that you can use. So I highly recommend you download this to your phone and save it to your favorites, or put it somewhere where you can see it readily. Okay, so we've got origin story, we spoke about that. And then, so these are hooks that you can use. And I've said that here it's for health and wellness entrepreneurs. It can honestly be applied to anything. So it might be, you might do something like 4-part series to getting to desired result, and it might be your story. It might be, so we've got motivational posts, we've got quotes, something that resonates with them. It might be my 4-part journey to getting to desired result. You might include your mission statement. So I help your niche to get to desired result. And here's how, ... And you might share your story. The idea is that when we post on Instagram, the only part of the caption that is displayed is the first sentence, right? So if our first sentence is the only thing that they see outside of our image or our reel, what we want to make sure is that either there's something in the post, or there's something in that first line of the caption that makes them go, hey, I need to read the rest of this. That's how you increase your watch time on Reels. So watch time comes into the algorithm as to how far it goes. And by watch time, it's just your reel might be 7 seconds long. So if you have everyone watching the full 7 seconds, and they may watch it again, then that's going to increase the amount of people that can view it. So when I posted things like, to refresh this too, when I posted things like those 2 reels that I put up in the last couple of days or yesterday, these two, I've got writing on the screen. And so the idea is that people are going to watch that reel for the length of time it takes them to read the writing on the screen. If it takes them longer than the real time to read the writing, it's going to push how far it can go. If people resonate with that quote post, they're going to also, I've got an instruction here to double tap to affirm. And so I think these ones, they only go for maybe max of 7 seconds. And it's not me talking in front of the camera. It's not me, oh, I'm showing my face in this one, but it's not me doing what I'm doing now. It's literally just me filming the last few days and what we got to. Same with this next one that I posted. It was just dancing, right? It was just everyone dancing, and then I switched it up based off the time of the audio that I was using. So as you go about things throughout your day, just take snapshots, take videos of what you're doing. If you're sitting in front of your computer, take a little video. If you're making breakfast, take a video. If you're sipping your coffee, take a little video, because these things are, you can use again and again and again through your content. You can use it as a static post. If you have an iPhone and you take live shots, so there's an option to take live photos, and then use the live photos as videos on Instagram. That's something that I make sure that I do, that when I'm taking images, I've got it all set to live so that I can reuse those as video later if I want to. We've got lots of other hooks here. So I will send this out with the recording so that you can pop this into your photos and put it into your favorites or somewhere that you can read it for later. In terms of your content. Okay, so we've got posts, static posts, carousels, and reels. We've got quotes and motivational posts, easy and quick to do. How we do that is just by going, finding those pages that have lots of followers, checking what's trending and using those. We've got origin story, so you can do it over a multiple part series, or you might just share a bit that resonates with your niche. I think the important thing with your story is making sure that it's relevant to your niche's current situation, or relevant to your niche's limiting beliefs, or it needs to be that fire in them that tells them that they can do it, and it builds their belief to say, hey, if you can do it, I can do it too. The next type of content that we kind of move into is educational or informative content. And this is where you can just add value to your niche. You can just provide them with information or a tip or a trick or a hack or a myth busted or something like that that makes their life easier. That makes, it might be something like one of those little threads that gets them to their desired outcome. So I'm going to keep going back to my page when I'm doing this stuff so you can kind of see some of the posts that I've done. We've got launch posts. Let's have a look at a value add. This one was 3 things that you need to know, but it was literally just it was a motivational quote that I broke up into 3 different parts. These are just motivational posts to launch posts. Yeah. So this was just a little snippet of value. So it was a trending audio and also kind of motivation, or kind of like this is something I do that actually makes myself stand in my way, and you might be doing it too. So calling your higher self after ignoring it for the past week and only acting from your ego. That's not something you want to do in business. And this is me showing that I do it too. So it's adding relatable content. So caption, any of you small business owners feel me on this, I swear I didn't mean to ghost myself. So something a bit funny, use this audio and apply it to a niche. And here are some ideas. So for those that are trying to connect with their audience, connect with their niche, it was just an audio with a phone ringing. And you can use point of view calling someone to let them know about something. So it might be calling someone to let them know about a product. And then in the caption, you can write about your product. Calling your someone to tell him and her about something else. Me calling my something 2 seconds after. So one of the popular ones with this was me calling my mum 2 seconds after she called me and her not answering. When I call up someone to remind him or her about something, calling someone once something happens, waiting for someone to answer the call and help me with something. So it might be, you might even pretend to be your niche, waiting for me to call to answer and help me with whatever their problem is, whatever their struggle is, whatever their limiting belief is. Something simple, quick, and easy. This was also promotion in terms of stuff that was going on. This is a relatable, like motivational one as well. So this might be something that you experience when you're trying to sell products or services in small business. Which one resonates with you the most? This is also a belief post. I do a lot of belief posts, I'm now realizing. So we've got some more launch posts. Here's one where I'm just adding value. So again, trending audio. Point of view, been scrolling Instagram for X amount of hours and a call comes in. Here's how to stop the scroll. Read the caption. This post did quite well. I didn't post it at a time that was particularly good for me because I just post as I go sometimes because I am posting so frequently. But what I was doing here is that it can get so easy for you to get caught in the scroll. And so I wanted to give you some tips that you can do to get off that. And then I added a call to action. So which tip is your favorite? Let me know. Something quite simple, but it's adding that little bit of value. It's connecting a thread. So yes, it's very important to spend time, advertising your business, creating content, but at the same time, it's also important not to lose sight of life and everything else that's happening around you. So this was just a little reminder for that. Again, another quote post that resonates with me quite well. Here, add value. If you want to change your mood, you can start by changing your surroundings. If you're feeling stuck or tired, go for a walk. If you're feeling uninspired, make a vision board and look at it often. If you're feeling down, go for a drive or go see a friend to get out of your head. Changing your surroundings can start to shift your thoughts. So, and I've got my little caption as well, my first sentence, which has got my hook. If you want to change your mood, you can start by changing your surroundings, ... When people see a ... they know that this is going to be explained further below. Just a repost. Here is the carousel. My carousels, I've got 7 likes on this. My carousels don't perform well, so you won't see them often on my feed. 12 hooks for viral reels. Actually, what I might do today is I might change this into a reel and see how it performs. So watch this space. Again, it's similar to what I shared in Canva, but secret to desired result. You won't believe this desired outcome hack. Why is no one talking about the biggest fear or annoyance when trying to get to your desired result? You need to stop whatever the limiting belief is. 5 reasons you need your offer. If you want to do desired outcome, you need to try this. And there's another 12 there. So you can go and save this post for later. Make sure to save this post for later. Or you can screenshot it and save it to your favorites again. So when you come time to making a reel or creating content, you can use one of these as a hook. I'm going to stop the scroll there. And this is where I'd like you to come up with your content strategy. So firstly, commit to an amount of time, or commit to the number of posts that you want to make per week. Don't overcommit. Just pick a number and stick to it. So if posting once a day is not realistic for you, don't do it. we want to do it at a time where you can. So you might, if you have a look at your engagement, have a look at the time in which people are engaging the most with your feed or your Instagram. You might find it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like me. You might decide you're going to post 3 times a week. You might create your content Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you may not post it until Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So commit to the frequency that you're going to do that. Once you've done that, it's about filling in what types of content you're going to be posting and whether it's going to be a reel, a carousel, or a static post. Check out what's currently working for your audience. Make sure that you include shareable content. So that's the quote post motivational posts. They don't have to be static. They can be. You can try a static post. You can try a reel. You can try a carousel and see if that works. Think about how you can add value to your audience. What's something that you can give them to be one of those little threads to connect them or bring them closer to their desired result? What is something that you can kind of stimulate a fire or remove a block for them to want to get to their desired result? Have a look at your origin story, how you can be relatable to your audience, and you can start building that connection. Because I think the biggest thing when we're creating brand awareness and content, it's all about trust with our audience. It's all about that connection. The more our audience connects with us and gets to know us and resonates with something that we've said or resonates with our own story, the more likely they are to purchase your product or service. Even if they're not purchasing right now, you might just still need to build those bridges between that connection with your audience. Okay, I think I've covered that. Let me just check. Just want to check what everything covered for today. If you struggle with this, please let me know. I think what I'll do today is I'll create a little template for what you need to have in front of you before you start creating your content. So, okay, next, how to find trending audio. So we've spoken about posts, carousels, reels. We'll go through how to find trending audio. And I will talk about how to create a reel on Canva without showing your face, which is also quite simple. Do take videos and snaps throughout your day because you can use it as your content. What I might do first is show you from Canva how to create a reel with some of the content that's already on Canva. So if you go to your main dashboard, you can click Instagram story, and this is just bringing it up in the dimensions that you need for your reel. You've got lots of different templates and stuff you can use for stories, but what we're interested in is the videos. So if we go down to video, I've got ones that I've recently used. However, you can search for things. You can search for whatever resonates most with you. They've got lots of different ones of like nature, being outside. They've got different backgrounds. So you can use any of these, whatever works the best for you, for your audience, and what is relevant. I like to use ones of people. So you'll find here, I've got lots of ones of running. So people like running upstairs, getting to where they need to be, making it to where they want to go. You can pick whatever you want to. I've got one here that was, I wanted to do this one for like working from home, or if you're a mum that's working from home, trying to get everything done. I've got more working from home. So let's say we're going to use this one. We can just right click, set video as background. If you double click, you can then change it to be wherever on the video you want. If we press play, this is just someone typing. It's 11 seconds long. I can either add text now, so I can choose my own font and add text here, or I can just save that video and I can add text. Let's do one. Or I can add text on the actual reel thing. No, what's this one? 'Cause I don't want to do that. 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 I don't want to do So this is just journaling. Okay, it's 17 seconds long. I'm just going to download this as an MP4 video. I'm just going to stop the share here and reshare my entire screen, because what I'm going to do is bring up my phone. So once this video downloads, I'll show you how to put a reel together. So this is one that's based around journaling, around reflection. So what we might do while this is downloading, I'm just going to have a look back on street writings and have a look to see. I might go a little bit, actually I'm going to go to a different one that I know about. Unconscious, conscious conversations. Okay, they have 155,000 followers. Let's have a look. There are 3 pinned at the top. This one's got 20,000. This one's got 45,000. I'm going to use this. Okay, so we've got, no, we've got my video. I'm going to airdrop that to my phone. And then if I go back to, okay, so this is my on my phone. It's now saved to my photos. I'm going to go to Instagram. I'm going to go add reel. I'm going to take my video. I'm going to add it. When I press next, I can then add text on the screen. The text I'm going to add is, you are not the same person you were a year ago, and I think that's beautiful. You've got a little scroll thing on the side where you can change the size of the writing. You can change the text by scrolling across. You can also change the color by tapping at the top. You've got lots of different colors here. With my branding, I always keep it white and I always keep it this text. So I'm going to pop that in the middle. When you click and hold on whatever you put on your reel, it'll show you the guidelines. So you can see the white lines to the left and right. When people watch your reel from the explore page, or if you click it and make it whole screen, they won't see whatever you put outside. So if I pop this here where it's gone yellow, they will not see that. So if you make your writing this big, they're not going to read the outsides of whatever it is that you've put on. So making sure it fits within the frame. I'm a little bit OCD with the way things fit and places as well. You don't have to be there. We're going to go to this one. I'm going to add a call to action. Going to make it nice and small in the center. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to save the draft, because what I need now is a trending audio. So if I go to my explore page and I just click on a reel, you can see down the bottom here that there's a little up arrow, and this means that that audio is trending. So I'll literally scroll through. This one's also trending. I'll scroll through until I find, this one's also trending. You can just scroll through until you find one that matches whatever you're going to post. Actually, all of these ones are trending. When you find one that's trending, if you click on the little image, you can see how many people have used this audio. So only 753. You want to find audio that is under 10,000, because the likelihood of that going viral is higher because it hasn't been used as much. So you can save the audio. You just click the little saved audio. Once you've done that, you can go back to your little plus, to your reels. You can go to your photos, click on drafts, find your last draft, go back to edit, click on the little audio symbol and music. And I'm going to go to my saved music up here. And here is that audio. It only goes for 5 seconds. I'm going to reduce the original audio, and then I'm going to edit my clip. So I've got it going for 17.9 seconds, and I'm going to change it to go for 5 seconds. Because I'm reducing the time of the reel as well, this is gonna, if they can't read the text on the screen in the time that they watch the video, this is also going to help with my watch time. And there you have it. My reel is done. I've got audio on it. If I click next, we can then look at the caption, because this is just something that is going to inspire, motivate, resonate with my audience. I don't have to be in depth with my caption. I can just either add the same call to action that's on the screen. So I might do a double tap if you agree. I might just write the same quote in the caption. You are not the same person you were a year ago. And I think that's beautiful. You might put in a journal prompt that makes them think about the person they were a year ago. You might move towards the future and think about who are they going to be in another year's time. Because as we grow and change, like, we're constantly evolving. So if you're not the same person you were a year ago, think about where you want to be in the next coming year. You might add a thought-provoking post. It might be the thing that makes you think, you know what? I think I am the same person I was a year ago. I'm still here in this shitty, crappy situation, and I want to be here. And in another 12 months' time, I could be there. So you want to kind of create that motivation and that drive for them to want to get to that desired outcome. So trending audio, an example of how to create a post without showing your face. This is very simple. You can then go through, I did one with this the other day, of the girl just on her, she's smiling, laughing, scrolling through her iPad or whatever it is she's got there. So you can either use videos from Canva or you can use videos from your day-to-day. I'm going to cut this off there. I'm going to create a worksheet for you to go through to create your own content plan and your own content strategy. And that way you can feel less overwhelmed when it comes to creating content, because when you can kind of see it in front of you and you know, okay, I need to post a quote or I need to post a motivational video or whatever else now, you can just go to your bank, you can go to your pages that have got content that resonate, see what's trending best with their audience, and then you can use that. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to recreate something. You definitely can if you want to, but if you're not a creative person, you don't have to. The other thing you can do, so I think initially I asked if you would think of 5 big accounts that have a similar niche to you. You can go and not just look at their quote posts or shareable content, but you can go and have a look at their client testimonials. You can go and look at what value that they're adding to their audience through their content. So you can go and have a look at that and then use some of that for inspiration. You might also find trending audio that's relevant for your niche. So don't think that you have to go and recreate the wheel. If you need some help or if you haven't yet found your 5 accounts, also reach out. I'm happy to assist and lend a hand if I can.